Maya Joint. Let's go. All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. We've got Eala versus Yastremska, quarterfinals of Eastbourne. Also watching Bad on Berg, but it's currently raining in Germany, so we have a bit of a delay for Swiatek taking on Alexandra. She's winning at the moment, Swiatek. But let's see if Eala can continue. Of course, yesterday Eala got a retirement, third set retirement victory over Penko. Came to the qualies. So having a very good run. First quarterfinal of the WTA since Miami. She did make the quarterfinals of a challenger event a couple of weeks ago on grass, but Yastremska made a final last week. So this on a grass court. So it's not going to be easy to take on Yastremska, but we'll see. We will see what she can do. Swiatek's match is suspended because of rain. So hopefully that match will come back shortly. Sinner cooked Wimbledon. They hasn't played Wimbledon yet. Wimbledon hasn't started. It starts on Monday. Who do you think wins, Pegula or Navarro? Pegula. Mentic match should start soon. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that as well. Menchik Fritz might be the semis tomorrow. By the way, Joint just gets broken serving for the match like she did yesterday, but she's up a set though, so that's good. Pegula's in better form. Yeah, I don't know how many times they played though. What does SE mean? It means special entry. So because last week Yastremska played to the final of Nottingham and wasn't high enough ranked to play in Eastbourne this week, she would have had to play qualifying. But because she played in Nottingham and she couldn't play qualies because qualies happened when she was playing Nottingham, she got a special exempt. Is it called special exempt or special entry? Special exempt? Special exempt. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I'm pretty sure. I think that's why. Yeah, special exempt. Because she played, she would have had to play qualies this week, but instead of pulling out of Nottingham to go play qualies of Eastbourne gave her a special exempt, which meant that she could play the main draw without having playing qualies and not have to forfeit in Nottingham. So that's why. I think that's why. Special guest, yeah. I think that's why. I think that's what. The only other explanation is a special exempt can also be called a protected ranking. Let me check. Is it another word for protected ranking? Oh, no, here we go. So it's exactly what I mentioned. Players who are unable to appear in the tournament's qualifying because they are competing in a previous tournament can be awarded a spot in the main draw by special exempt. Chat, special ranking is the protected ranking. Okay. So if you see SR, that's what protected ranking is. A special ranking, protected ranking. Special exempt is exactly what I just mentioned. So there you go. That's what it means. Yeah. Special ranking is protected ranking. And protected ranking is when you're out of action for 3 months minimum, and you're unable to play because of injury or because of having a baby or whatever. And you get a protected ranking, like your ranking, special ranking, so that you can play when you come back, and you don't have to start from zero and play in the middle of nowhere in a futures event. You can use your ranking it's like an insurance ranking. If Eala wins this, she has a good chance of defeating Gracheva. Yeah, so the winner of this match plays Gracheva, who got a walkover against Krejcikova. Maya Joint's 2 points away from winning, by the way. Just curious to know, who is your favorite tennis player of all time? Mine's Andre Agassi. Mine is Leighton Hewitt. Leighton Hewitt. That makes more sense now. I don't know if does the ATP do special exempt, or is it just a WTA thing? The ATP must do it too. It has to do it as well. We all learned something new today. We also learned something new today on Tennis Talk. Well, I hope so. I need to write a cheat sheet of all the abbreviations. So that way, I can just put it on the screen. All right. They do have a special exempt on the ATP. I feel like it doesn't get used as much though, because for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to get used as much. Novak Carlos training ends at 5-all. Ooh, spicy. By the way, I'm going to use this time to make a new tea. Hang on a second. All right. Still raining. And bad on Berg. But Eala and Yastremska have hit the court. We'll be watching the Wimbledon draw. Of course. 100%. That'll be tomorrow. We'll definitely be doing a draw show, as we do with every major tournament on the tennis tour. 100%. Who do you think will win the men's and women's Wimbledon? Ask me this time tomorrow. You can ask me, because at this point, my answer will change. So ask me tomorrow. Ask me in 24 hours. I think Djokovic will break the record of Fed with most titles. Well, Federer doesn't have the record. So, yeah. I'm just watching Brooksby Frosty Edge. Okay, on. What's Dan Evans getting pissed off for? I mean, Eastbourne, the weather in Eastbourne sucks, so maybe he's just getting shitty because he played a terrible match, but I don't think he was pissy at Brooksby. I think he was pissed off that he didn't play well. Because Brooksby said, well played, good match, and then Evans is like, was it? It wasn't for me. So obviously Evans didn't play a good match, and he didn't feel like he played a good match. So maybe Evans was just pissed off at his performance. Dan Evans is great. He's great fun. He's fine. Like, even though, like, you know, he is honest. Patiently waiting, no worries. Well, players are coming out on court any second. It's still raining and bad on Berg, so we're still waiting for that to happen. So yeah. When will this match restart? Hopefully soon. It says no play before 2 p.m., which is in 15 minutes. So, or 3 p.m. in 15 minutes. So, but it's still looking pretty dark. So I don't know if they're going to risk taking the covers off to just put them back on again. So they're probably going to delay it a little bit longer. I think Evans was pissed at himself. Yeah, I don't think he was pissed at Brooksby. I think he was just pissed at himself. And he just was like, I didn't play a good match. Because I think Brooksby just used he just went, well played, good match. Like, he just said the normal thing that everybody says. And Evans was like, I played like shit. I didn't play well. What are you talking about? So I think Brooksby just kind of used the generic, sort of handshake, response. When Evans is like, I didn't play well, and it wasn't a good match for me. So I don't think he was meant to he wasn't pissed at Brooksby. All right, Eala walking out on court. Here we go. She's taking on Yastremska. And Yastremska, look, by the way, all the people from the Philippines that are watching, welcome back. Hopefully you're learning. I'm hoping, chat, and I love watching new players because hopefully by watching Yastremska, you'll learn about other players too. Sorry, not Yastremska, Eala. You'll learn about other players like Yastremska. Now, Yastremska is a player that does sometimes have a bit of a Ostapenko kind of vibe. And what I mean by that is that sometimes she could come out here and she could beat someone 6-1, 6-1. But sometimes she could beat someone 6-1 and then in the second set she could lose 6-love. And her game could be great and then terrible. She's very volatile. Sort of like Ostapenko, right? Yesterday with Ostapenko, first set, Penko couldn't miss. Second set, Eala got the second set and Penko was missing. So it's going to be a very similar match to yesterday. It's going to be a very similar match to yesterday. Probably a similar match. Now, it is much windier than yesterday, so that's going to be another factor. So that's what is kind of how Yastremska plays. All right. Well, so it looks like the ground staff at Baden-Berg are starting to look at the covers and see if they're going to remove the covers so we can get back on court. Why not scoreboard for joint? Because we're not watching her. So SE means special exempt. And the reason why Yastremska got the special exempt is because last week Yastremska made a final and she would have had to play qualifying of this tournament had she have not made the final last week. So because she played well last week, she got, I don't know, what do you want to call it? She got a free pass to the main draw. So special exempt is, it's rare that that people get them, but sometimes they do. So special exempt. That's what it means. That is what that is. It looks like the ground staff are out of Baden-Berg. They're not going to come back for another 30 minutes, but yeah. We should talk about Alcaraz's easy draw at Queens. Yeah, Massimo, I feel like I speak on behalf of everybody in the chat. I appreciate that you're a Sinner fan. That's great. But you don't need to come in every day and prove to the chat that you're a Sinner fan and to try and prove that Sinner's not a good player. Like, he's a good player. Like, we all know how good Sinner is. So I don't think you need to come in here and be like, Alcaraz is not good. Alcaraz sucks. Sinner's better. Every day. Every day. Like, every day. Even today, we're not even watching men's tennis, and you're like, Sinner's better. Okay. That's cool, man. You know, I mean, you don't have to convince anyone here. So maybe give it a rest, is what I'm trying to say. Like, just maybe, you know, just so then everyone in the chat doesn't get, like, annoyed. You know? I speak facts, yeah, but cool. But nobody's listening today. Like, we don't know talk about Alcaraz today. Or Sinner. I don't think anybody's thinking about them today. No need to down the other players if you support a player. Exactly. Good advice. Cam is not a fan of Alex. Alex who? Zverev or Eala or Bublik or Demonor? Which one? There's a lot of Alex. Alexandrova? Which Alex? There's a lot of Alexes. By the way, Joint is 2 points away from winning. Who is favored here, Eala or Yastremska? Yastremska is the favorite in this match, based on her recent performance. All right. They're just warming up, and then we'll get started. And it looks like they're taking the covers off on the courts in Bad on Berg. So that's good. Shout out from Ireland. Hey, what's up? Shout out from Ireland. Support your player and leave it at that? Yeah, exactly. You don't need to prove that your player is better than someone else. You just support your player blindly. You don't have to dismiss other players. Joint versus Eala in the final? That'd be fun. Joint's got match points? Yes. Eala won the toss and elected to serve, by the way. Joint wins! Yes. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. So wait, Joint, who does Joint play now? Ooh, Pavlyuchenkova or Rakhimova? All right. Let's go. Let's go. By the way, covers are off in Badenburg. They're just getting the courts ready. But the winner of this will take on Gracheva, who got through today because Krejcikova was unable to play, unfortunately. Swiatek's match is underwater, but they're coming back in about 20 minutes. All right, here we go. It's going to be Eala to serve against Yastremska. The wind is blowing crazy in Eastbourne. All right, Chad, who you got? I said Eala would win in 3. I just think Yastremska's a little too... Especially in these conditions. Like, it is so windy that I just think Yastremska's not going to be able... I think her... Like, Eala's going to be a little bit more solid. And Yastremska's going to she's going to hit some winners, but she's also going to hit a lot of errors. I think these conditions don't favor players. Wind doesn't favor players that play with low margins. And I think Yastremska's game will be affected more by the wind. All right, here we go. By the way, I don't know. The umpire's out the chair. Like, I think the wind is blowing the towels. Yeah, the towel racks are blowing off this court. They're trying to fix them to the ground to try and sort things out. But yeah, it is a wild, windy day. The umpires are smacking the people in the front row with the towel box by accident. All right, here we go. Yeah, I was going to serve. She's serving first against Yastremska. The Swiatek match should be starting back up in about 20 minutes. Back in return from Yastremska to the backhand of Eala. Yastremska forehand to the forehand of Eala. Into the backhand of Yastremska. Yastremska hits it wide. 15-love. Never played before. First time meeting between these two. All right, 15-love. Eala serves again. There's a fault. Second serve. Where's the scores? 15-love. 7 to the backhand of Yastremska. Return goes to the backhand of Eala, but Yastremska makes the error. And it's 30-love. 30-love is Eala forehand to the forehand of Yastremska, and Eala puts it away. And Yastremska goes the wrong way. 40-love. The wind is favouring of Eala. I agree. I've watched a tennis match before, and I concur. 40-love. Very windy. Serve again. Serve is a fault. As we serve, into the backhand of Yastremska. Forehand winner from Eala. No, she hit it out. 40-15. Why are they saying that Swiatek Eala versus Joint in the final? Yeah, I think people are just predicting that. It's not confirmed. At all. Yet. And it's 40-15. 7 to the backhand of Yastremska. She hits it out in the return. 1-love. Eala, first game. First game. All right. Now, Swiatek and Alexandra Eala should be coming back in about 20 minutes. All right, Yastremska to serve. Yeah, the wind is blowing in different directions. It's pretty hectic. Terrible day for tennis, to be honest. All right, Yastremska. Serve to the back of Eala. Return goes out. 15-love. Yeah, on a day like this, mental strength is just as important as technical ability, because playing in this wind is so frustrating. And you're going to hit errors, and it's going to be ugly, and it's going to piss you off. 15-0 is Yastremska hits it out. So you got to be like mentally tough, as well as, you know, strategically smart too. You can't just be like, oh, I'm just going to play my aggressive game, because that's not going to work today. Again, why I picked Eala, because I think that Yastremska's game is not suited to the wind. 15:30, chance for Eala to break straight away. 15:30. As Yastremska serves. No. Yastremska just can't get the ball toss right. The way they're showing the trees, the wind is going crazy. Serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Swiatek coming back, by the way, in about 15 minutes. Serve in the backhand of Eala. Return goes to forehand to Yastremska. Eala forehand to the forehand to Yastremska. Has Eala with a slice. Into the backhand. Yastremska in the net. 15:40. Break points for Eala. Break points for Eala. To take the break. As the return goes out by Eala, and it's one saved. $30-40. $30-40. As we return from Eala to the slice of Yastremska, but that goes out. The wind is just going to take that and throw it away. All right. Break for Eala. That's the start. I've got to get my tea. Too low. All right, 2-love Eala. She hits the backhand wide. 15-love. Love. Sorry, love 15. As Eala serves again. Serving to the backhand of Yastremska. Great return winner. Now she's going to do that, but I don't know if she's going to be able to do that consistently, Yastremska, today with these conditions. But she will hit winners like that. That's like I said, if you're just joining us, you've never watched Yastremska before. It's very similar to Ostapenko at times, and that return winner was a Penko-esque return. But as we saw yesterday, Penko can win the first set 6-love, and then the second set goes the other way. So, and with these conditions, it's going to be hard to play that consistently. So it's a good chance for Eala. Anyways, love 30. Chance for a break back. Yastremska return goes wide this time, 15-30. As Yastremska, Eala serves again. As Eala serves again. So don't see the forehand of Yastremska. Return goes to forehand of Eala. But Eala hits it long. 15-40. Yastremska did the break straight back. As Eala serves into the forehand of Yastremska. Return goes forehand of Eala. Yastremska forehand again to the forehand of Eala. Into the backhand of Yastremska on the stretch. Eala backhand in the net. There's the break back. 2-1. 2-1. All right, 2-1. Back on serve. Pia.
Thanks again for covering Alex. Rooting for Alex.
No worries. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate that. All right. We're back on serve. Swiatek and Alexandra Eala coming back on in about 10 minutes. But here we are. What's going on, chat? Where are we watching from? Let me know in the chat where we're watching from. Sun's coming out at Eastbourne, by the way. In the UK, Canada, Texas, Slovakia, South Africa, Minnesota, Norway, Philippines, Doha, Michigan, Florida, North Carolina, Mossel Bay, okay. Cold and rainy Mossel Bay. I don't know where that is, but fair enough. We got Vegas in the house, Philippines. As Yastremska serves a fault, second serve. Egypt, Washington State, Queensland, India. All right, 2-1. Yastremska serves into the forehand of Eala. Return goes to forehand of Yastremska. Eala forehand again to the forehand of Yastremska. To the backhand of Eala. Yastremska with a slice. Eala with a forehand again to the forehand of Yastremska. As Eala backhand on the stretch. Yastremska backhand goes long. That's love 15. That was the chair. Now, chat, let me give you a little bit of a tennis lesson while we have a chance. So the wind is blowing. From what I can tell, it's a bit swirly, but it seems like the wind is going this way, right? So if you're playing here, you can't afford to just hit the ball as hard as possible, because if you hit the ball hard, the balls that might end up here actually end up here, right, on a windy day, if the wind's going this way, right? So when you're playing down this way, it's actually nice because you can hit the ball hard and it's still probably going to go in. So at the moment, Eala is down this end and she is hitting into the wind, because I'm noticing that the net is sort of like looking like the wind's going this way. So if you're down this end, and the wind is a swirly, so it might go this way as well, but for now we'll just say it's going up and down. If you're here, you want to be able to, you just want to hit the ball hard. You don't want it to go short though, right? You don't want to be like, safe. So you can see that, well, I'll tell you, Eala is hitting the ball a lot harder down this end than she was when she was down this end. And Yastremska down here might have to be a little bit safer, because if she tries to hit the ball hard, it's going to go long. So when you're down the bottom of the screen, especially if the wind is blowing this way, which it has been in the last couple of games, it's a very sketchy situation. You've got to play it safe down here. But then when you're down here, that's when you want to be aggressive. And you want to try and hit the ball hard and try and hit the ball into the wind, right? So that seems to be what's going on. 15:30, by the way. And we should keep a note on like how many breaks of serve happen from the player that's down this end, because it's probably going to be more breaks of serve from this player, because this player has to, even with the serve, right? If you're serving down this end, I mean, the serves are going to go like just out if you're trying to serve here. And then when you're serving this end, you can hit it harder and it'll go in because you're serving into the wind. Is that making any sense? 15:40. And I think we've already had 3 breaks of serve down this end, right? Or 2 breaks of serve, right? Because the first game of the match, Yastremska was serving down here. And then Eala just got broken down here. And now it's break point. So the 3 breaks of serve have come from this end. So far, well, the 2 breaks of serve. As we return now from Eala, that goes short into the forehand of Yastremska, and she overhits it. And there's the break. So 3 of the 4 games have been breaks of serve down this end. So just keep that in mind. So playing down this end, that's the strat. You want to be down here. Also, Yastremska, by the way, I didn't mention this at the start. Yastremska lost the toss. Now, what happens is when they toss the coin, if you win the toss, you elect to serve or receive. But some of you might not know that the opponent gets to decide what end of the court they play on. So you might win the toss and say, I want to serve, but your opponent might say, well, I want you to serve down this end. I'm going to go down there. And Yastremska chose to start the match down here. So she knew that I want to start by hitting into the wind, right? And Eala got, did she pick that end? Hang on, I'm trying to think. Did she pick that end? Hang on. She was here for 2, and then, she picked this end. She picked this end. So she could play 1 game down here and then 2 games down here. But the problem was that she got broken in the first game down here. She broke back here. Was that right? Hang on. I can't think. I can't remember. It was so long ago. Anyway, she picked an end. Does that make sense with the win, though? Forget the last part. I can't remember. There's so much going on. Wait, did she pick the last? Oh, hang on. So she was down the far end for 2 games, and then she was... No, sorry. She was in the... Yeah, so she was down here for 1, down here for 2, and then she was down here for 1. So she got... Yeah, because she held serve here, didn't she? She held serve. Okay, so I'm not crazy. So yeah, so she came down here. She got broken. In the first game of the match, Eala broke. Then Eala comes down here, and Yastremska goes down here. And then Yastremska breaks back. I can't remember. Chat, just forget about that. Just delete that part. We'll just forget about that. Anyways, wind. The wind sucks. Wind sucks. I can't remember, chat. All right. Anyways, at 15:30, Eala is about to get broken down the good end. Don't clip that. Clip the parts where I sound smart. All right, 30-all. Eala serve first. I'm just trying to... So wait, hang on. I'm right then. So Eala served first with the wind and held. And then Yastremska was in the wind, broken. I can't remember. I'm confused. Anyways, everything I said up until the part of who picked what end was fine. Just remember that part, all right? 40-30. You are right? Am I? I need to figure this out now because I'm... Am I? I can't remember what end Yastremska served on. All right, backhand goes in the forehand of Eala. Forehand from Yastremska. The backhand of Eala is Yastremska forehand in the net, and Eala holds. Okay, so let me work this out because... So... The first game of the match, so Eala served in with the wind and held, right? Just leave it behind, Cam? No, I need to figure this out for my own sanity, not for you guys. Just trying to remember. The first game of the match... Yeah, so Eala held with the wind. Then Yastremska got broken in the wind. Then broke back. It doesn't matter. All right. It doesn't matter. There's been more breaks in the wind than not. That's all that you need to know. All right, back to 4-1 Eala. She's kicking ass. Also, Swiatek and Alexandra Eala are about to come on in about 5 minutes. So they're about to come back. But everything I said up until the wind, everything else, remember that. It'll be on the test. The moral is, hitting with the wind is worse than hitting into the wind. So you want to hit into the wind. If you're playing tennis, you want to be hitting into the wind. And when you're hitting with the wind, you want to be safe. That's going to be on the test or the exam at the end of the year, right? Got to remember that one. The other stuff, you don't have to remember the other. That's not going to be on the test. Okay. 4-1 Eala. I can't watch the replay because the WTA TV you can't rewind. Well, you can, but it doesn't work. Like, I can't rewind the streams. It doesn't work on my screen, unfortunately. All right. Forehand on the stretch from Eala to the backhand of Yastremska. Eala backhand in the net. 15 love. Is joint the best Australian? No, Dasher. Would you prefer to play with or against the wind? I'm sure most players would rather play hitting into the wind. It's much easier to hit into the wind. Hitting with the wind is a lot. Like you have to play again. You have to play safe. 30 love. If you want to hit into the wind. As with a forehand from Eala to the forehand of Yastremska. Eala forehand again to the forehand of Yastremska. Into the forehand of Eala. Yastremska back on the stretch. Into the forehand of Eala. Yastremska pass. Eala with a drop volley winner. Beautiful shot. Also, chat, when you are playing in the wind, coming to the net is a good idea. It's a good idea. Coming to the net is a good idea. All right, 30-15. As Yastremska serves a fault. Serve again. Into the backhand of Eala. Return goes to forehand of Yastremska, who hits it wide. 30-all. Swiatek about to come back on court. And we are about to get the match started again. All right. Nice hitting there from Yastremska. 40-30. All right, return goes in the backhand of Yastremska. Forehand now from Eala. As Yastremska forehand again to the forehand of Eala. Into the forehand of Yastremska, hits it wide. And we get to deuce. We get to deuce. As Eala gets to advantage to get the double break in this first set. Advantage Eala. As the return goes into the back of Yastremska. Eala with a slice. Into the forehand of Yastremska. As Eala forehand of the stretch. Goes into the backhand of Yastremska. As Eala with a forehand again. Yastremska backhand again to the forehand of Eala. Into the backhand of Yastremska. As Eala gets a backhand to the backhand again of Yastremska. Eala with a slice. Goes into the forehand of Yastremska. Eala on the stretch with the backhand. Into the forehand of Yastremska. Again, the backhand of Eala on the stretch. Great shot. And then in the net by Yastremska. Eala. Great hustle. 5-1. She's got the double break. 5-1. All right. 22 minutes. This is flying. 5-1. Eala is dominating. 5-1. All right. Eala serving for the set. And she serves a fault. Second serve. Also, Swiatek about to come back on court. As Eala wins the first point, 15 love. Serve again. 15 love. Swiatek's about to come out on court now. Yeah. All right, 15 love. As the return goes in the net by Yastremska, 30 love. As Eala serves again. Into the forehand of Yastremska. Return goes to the forehand of Eala on the stretch. Yastremska forehand cross. Eala's there with the backhand. Yastremska slice. In the net. 40 love. Eala to take the first set. Yeah, the wind has died down a little bit, yeah. Or at least it's not as, it doesn't seem, it could have swirled around because I said the wind is not going to be all the same direction. It's going to be going kind of crazy. The wind was blowing pretty heavy at the start in the direction that I was saying, but the wind's kind of gone across a little bit. All right. Set points. As Eala serves a let. Alexandra Eala and Swiatek are back on the court. And they'll warm up, so then we get ready to keep the match going. All right, 40 love. Set point Eala. By the way, chat, remind me, did Gracheva and Eala play? Didn't they just play? As Yastremska hits a backhand return winner, 40-15. They played in the qualies recently, right? I'm pretty sure. We've watched Gracheva lately. I know we've watched Gracheva in the last couple of weeks. Did she play Eala? Was it Eala? All right. Good serving Eala. She gets the first set 6-1. It was? Let me triple check. I'm sure we've watched Gracheva like literally in the last week or so. 3 weeks. Did they play before? Yeah, Gracheva Eala played in Nottingham qualifiers. So yeah, so we're getting a rematch, which is awesome. If Eala can continue this match playing this way. So that's cool. And Eala won, so if you're an Eala fan, you got to love that. First set, by the way, 2 winners, 6 errors from Eala, so contained. And Yastremska, 4 winners, 11 errors, but Eala only got broken the 1 time with 1 break point. So Eala, her serve is definitely less of a problem than it was on the clay. We've spoken about that every match she's played on grass. All right, here we go. Eala easily winning the first set. Can you play Next Gen more than once? Yeah, you can play the Next Gen finals as long as you're under 21. Swiatek's match is literally about to start. They are back on court and they are warming up. All right, first set goes to Eala. That was so one-sided. Yastremska's gone to the bathroom. So we're just waiting for the players to come back and we can get back into the second set. I'd love to see Eala versus Joint in the final. I would love that too. If Eala wins it all, I think she breaks top 50, right? I think you're right. I think you might be right. So currently Maya Joint has made top 50, which is great. And Eala, if she wins... Yeah, no. She will be 51, possibly 52 in the world. So she can't break top 50, but she can be 50 in the 50s. She could be 51 or 52, I think. But after Wimbledon, she could definitely break top 50. Because she has 0 points to defend at Wimbledon. Okay. Here we go. Yastremska serving first in the second. 30 minutes that first set took. Return goes in the forehand of Yastremska. Eala forehand in the open court in the net. 15 love. No worries. Thank you for watching from Austria. How you doing? As we return now into the forehand of Yastremska. Yastremska in the net. 15 all. 15 all. As Yastremska goes to the front of Eala, and Eala puts it down the line for an easy winner. 15-30. Super easy winner. 15-30. All right, serve again. 15-40. Chance for Eala to break. Also, Swiatek and Alexandra Eala about to start. Anyways, return goes into the forehand, backhand of Yastremska. Forehand from Eala, the backhand of Yastremska. Eala forehand again. Goes long, and it's 30-40. Swiatek serving at deuce, by the way. Terrible time to come back. Okay, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We have so much tennis coming up. Wimbledon. And it doesn't end there. After that, we've got US Open hard courts again. We're going back to America. All right, 30-40. Yastremska serves a fault. Second serve. Into the forehand of Eala. Return goes in the back of Yastremska. Eala backhand on the stretch. Yastremska forehand is a winner. And it's deuce. And Swiatek, she wins the first point after, like an hour and a half of no play. And she gets to advantage. Danny.
Looks like Eala is excelling in grass courts. Yeah, Alex. Duh.
Thank you for the 10. Danny. As Swiatek tries to level this second set. Wind is blowing again. Yastremska can't get the ball toss right. Wimbledon draw is tomorrow. Wimbledon draw is tomorrow. All right, advantage Eala. And Swiatek holds. And it is 4-all in the second. For all. Four. All right. Advantage Eala as we get back into the line. The backhand of Yastremska sliced into the forehand of Eala as Yastremska backhand. Goes wide. Eala breaks. 1-love in the second. She is cruising. All right. Also, Swiatek levels after a long delay in Baden-Berg as we get a backhand from Alexandra Eala to the backhand of Swiatek, who hits it out. And it's 30-love. Swiatek's at 30 unforced errors in this match, by the way, which is more more than in Alexandrova, which is a little surprising. Alexandrova with an ace, 40 love. All right, Eala with the break in the second. Set and a break. She serves to the backhand of Yastremska. Return goes in the backhand of Eala, who overhits it. 15 love. Love 15. Love 15. Update the score. What are you talking about, update the score? What score? The scores are up. Oh, Swiatek's match is not updating. That's weird. That's out of my hands, I'm sorry. I can't do anything about that. It will update when it updates. I don't know why it's not updating, but it will eventually. All right, love 30. Eala puts in the net. Love 30. There you go. Magic. All right, love 30. Love 30. As Eala serves into the forehand of Yastremska. Return goes in the forehand of Eala. As Yastremska back into the forehand of Eala. Sliced. Into the backhand of Yastremska. To the forehand of Eala. Again to the forehand of Yastremska. As Eala backhand on the stretch. Goes in the forehand of Yastremska. The slice of Eala. As Yastremska backhand in the net. And it's 15-30. Alexandrova holds 5-4. 5-4. Swiatek serving to stay in the second set. All right, Eala serves. And the return winner by Yastremska. 15-40. 15-40. Serve into the backhand of Yastremska. Return goes back into Eala. Yastremska backhand in the net. 30-40. Swiatek serving to stay in the second set. All right, 30-40, break point number 2 for Yastremska. As a return goes in the net from Yastremska, and then we get to deuce. Okay. We get to deuce. As Eala serves again. As the return goes. No, it's a double fault by Eala. Okay. Advantage. Yastremska. Swiatek serving to stay in the set. 15 love. As the return goes in the back of Swiatek. Alexandrova backhand on the stretch. Swiatek forehand cross court is a winner. Into the corner. 30 love. Great shot. All right, advantage Yastremska to back on serve. Advantage Yastremska. Serve. Can't get it right. This wind in Eastbourne is crazy. As we're falling out of the backhand of Yastremska, she hits it out. We get the deuce. 30-15. $30-15. Swiatek trying to stay in the set. 30-15. As Alexandrova forehand to the forehand of Swiatek. Alexandrova forehand again goes long. 40-15. The wind is so strong. Yeah, it's picked up again. Cam, do you ever sleep? Yeah. Serve goes in the forehand of Yastremska. She hits it in the net. Advantage Eala for a 2-love lead in the second. Advantage Eala. She serves into the forehand of Yastremska. Return into the forehand of Eala. Yastremska backhand on the stretch. Into the backhand of Eala. Yastremska forehand cross. Eala gets with the backhand into the forehand of Eala. To the forehand of Yastremska is Eala forehand to the backhand of Yastremska as Eala on the stretch gets it. And then a drop shot from Yastremska. Weird pickup by Eala. And then the passing shot winner by Yastremska. I mean, she played the... That was like an angry drop shot. She hit it with anger and it worked. Like she hit it like she didn't care. And then she smacked the winner and she's like, whatever. I guess I win the point. Deuce. Swiatek levels at 5-5 in the second, by the way. Alexandra Eala serving to get back in front. All right. Return from Yastremska goes out. Advantage Eala. And Yastremska's starting to get pissed off. Does anyone else notice that Eala always does shadow swings after points? Does anyone else notice that? It's definitely a habit or a routine, but she always just kind of goes after like every point. I'm going to keep an eye on it if it's every point. I don't know if it's every point, but she does it a lot, which is fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. There's no problem with it. But I wonder if she does it like after certain points or if she does it every point. As that goes to the net by Yastremska. And Eala 2-love. Solid hold. But yeah, she does shadow swings after like a couple of... Maybe it's after she wins like a long rally or something. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Swiatek hits it in the net, by the way, and it's 30-love. Fernandez also does it? Okay. 40-love Alexandrova. Yeah, she also punches her thigh as like a routine kind of thing too, yeah. All right. Yastremska serves. A fault. Second serve. Serving to the backhand of Eala. Forehand from Yastremska in the net. And it's... Yeah, Eala does it after every point. Again, she just does a shadow swing backhand, shadow swing forehand, and then kind of like taps her thigh and then gets ready for the next point. I mean, it is a definite thing. It's definitely a routine. And that went out by Yastremska. Love 30. Chance for the double break in the second. If Eala wins this, she takes on Gracheva, who is the quali, who she played a couple weeks ago, actually. Backhand goes into the forehand of Yastremska. She hits it out. Love 40. Eala's just dealing with the conditions better. Much better. Also, Alexandrova holds. She's up 6-5. Swiatek 7 to stay in the set again. All right. Love 40. As a return goes into the forehand of Yastremska. Backhand it from Eala. Again to the forehand of Yastremska. She puts it away. She saves one. 15-40. By the way, chat, did anyone see the new Fantastic Four trailer? I know like a lot of people hate the fact that the Silver Surfer is a woman. But, God, how creepy does she sound? Double break, 3-love Eala. Yastremska making errors. Also, if you know anything about, like, comic book lore, and I'll give you a little insight. So, the reason why the Silver Surfer is a lady is because in the books, the Silver Surfer, if you don't know, right, I'm gonna nerd you out a little bit, right? And I don't know it as well as some people, but I know a little bit. So Galactus, who's a big bad guy who likes to eat planets, he grabs to save his planet, the Silver Surfer, the first Silver Surfer, the original. He goes, I will help you get other planets if you spare my planet, because he has a wife and kids. So he's like, I will be your servant and I will help you get other planets. Leave my planet alone. And he says, all right, fine. So Galactus hires the Silver Surfer. He turns him into this galactic silver surfing monster guy, right? And he surfs around the universe finding planets for Galactus to eat. But there is a time in the comics where his wife becomes the Silver Surfer. And that is who is in the new movie. So it's not what everybody thinks, where the Silver Surfer is a lady and you're like, oh my God, how does this keep happening? No, it's actually part of the lore of the comic books. So she is the wife of the original Silver Surfer. She takes up the mantle. And hopefully we find out that lore in the Fantastic Four. So it's not just like they've just changed it because they feel like changing it, right? There's a reason. It's actually part of the thing. But she is really, like, her voice is so creepy. I'm here. I watched that trailer and I'm like, I'm gonna have nightmares. Like this, her voice is so creepy, so creepy. All right, Eala, 3 love. So there you go. I'm so excited to watch that movie. I think it's gonna be so cool. I love the aesthetic of it. I love how it's like that 90s. It's like that 60s future, like the Jetsons. It's kind of got that vibe. I love it. I love that. There's I think it's called Guggenheim. Is the architectural style where it's kind of like the space age, where there was like a lot of rocket ships and a lot of like round buildings, and they were trying to make it like things looking like futuristic, like the Jetsons, right? It has that vibe. I love that aesthetic. It's so cool. So it's not a multiverse thing, but it could be a multiverse thing too, because in this universe, his wife nominates to save the planet instead of him. Instead of the Silver Surfer, the original Silver Surfer. So there could be a multiverse thing, but there also could be because apparently the Fantastic Four, we're not going to see them get their powers. It's going to be like later on. So there could be a time where the original Silver Surfer died and she takes up the mantle. But we might find that out. I don't know. Or maybe there's 2 Silver Surfers. I don't know. The husband and wife are just like, he's gone and doing something else. Anyways. I'm excited. Fantastic Four is going to be interesting. I think it's going to be super creepy. Galactus is a badass. And we haven't seen a Galactus in the comics. If you remember, the last movie they did Galactus, it was not very well received. So they're going to do a proper Galactus this time. And he's crazy. He's a big bad. Anyways, there's your comic book lore for the day. 15-all, Eala's got the 3 love lead. As that goes in the net by Eala. And it's 15-30. Yastremska trying to get this one of the breaks back. Swiatek trying to get to a tie break, 30-15. And she hits a backhand into the slice of Alexandra Eala. And then Swiatek hits an easy winner, 40-15. 40-15. What about Superman? Sorry, I don't know much about DC. Marvel, I'm more over the Marvel lore. 15-40. 15-40. Swiatek gets to the tiebreak, by the way. Who's winning the tiebreak, chat? Let me know. Is Alexandra Eala going to make it to a third? All right, 15-40. Backhand from Yastremska's a winner. She gets one of the breaks back. 3-1. Eala's still got the break, though. Do you collect comic books? No, I don't collect them. But I have been buying them up for a project that I'm working on. Swiatek gets it out and it's 1 love. In fact, I have a lot of Silver Surfer comics. I bought a lot of Silver Surfer comics, which is why I know a little bit about what's going on. I just love the covers of these. I think Silver Surfer comic books are just sick. Like, These covers are just crazy, you know. But I don't collect them. I bought them for a project that I plan to work on. Anyways, One Love Alexandrova. As the return goes out by Alexandrova, and it's 1-1. Yastremska gets one of these breaks back. I bought a bunch of old comic books. All right. 1-1 as Swiatek serves again. One. I'm a noob, so I thought they turned the Silver Surfer into a woman. Yeah. I think a lot of people thought that too, and I get it. I understand why, because that seems to happen in some other franchises. But no, this is actually legit. Backhand goes in the slice of Alexandrova into the forehand of Swiatek. Alexandrova forehand of the stretch. Swiatek with a drop shot. Alexandrova gets with the backhand, but it's in the net. It's 2-1 Swiatek. Yeah, I think a lot of people thought that they had just flipped it because they thought because it's 2025. But no. Yeah, Galactus has a lot of heralds, exactly. And yeah. All right, 2-1 Swiatek. In fact, one of these books, I was going through one of these books before, and it actually shows the Silver Surfer's wife before she turned into the Silver Surfer. Where is it? Her name is Charles. What is it called? What's her name? Charla Ball. Yeah. Anyways, 30-0. It's in one of these books. I saw it and I was like, holy shit. Punisher was a herald at one point as well. There you go. All right, 30-0 here. Yastremska trying to close the gap. Also 3-2 Alexandrova in the tiebreak. As Yastremska gets it wide on the backhand, 30-40. 30-40. There are women heralds. Yeah. Isn't there a because in the TV show back in the 90s, the Silver Surfer, and then there was like a flame. Wasn't there like, was it Nova or someone? I can't remember her name. There was a lady in the TV show in the 90s. 30-40 in the cartoon. And that goes wide on the forehand by Yastremska, and Eala gets the double break again. Wasn't there there was a fire lady. Can't remember her name. Frankie Ray was Nova, the Fire Herald. Okay, I'm right. I knew something. Because I remember I watched like all the X-Men 90s comic. First I watched Spider-Man, the 90s animated series, and then I watched X-Men, and then I started watching Silver Surfer, and then I deleted it, and then I started watching Disney Plus. So I've got to get back into that. I'm just going to find it on DVD though. 3-3, they change ends. The last Fantastic Four movie was meh. Yeah, I rewatched that like a couple weeks ago. It's bad. I'd never seen it before. It's not good. It's just they're just trying to do too much. But the original ones are like the ones in the 2000s are okay. Like they're pretty good. By the way, the bald kids holding the umbrellas are struggling. That is a workout. They're just like, duh. It's like Mary Poppins. 4-3 Swiatek. 4-3 Swiatek. As Alexandrova serves. Into the forehand, Swiatek. Return to the backhand of Alexandrova. Swiatek backhand. Into the backhand of Alexandrova. Into the forehand, Swiatek. As Alexandrova forehand again. Into the forehand, Swiatek. Into the forehand of Alexandrova on the stretch. Swiatek. Hits it in the net. 4-0. 4 games all. Are we talking about the new Fantastic Four? Yeah. The new trailer is super creepy. I'm more interested in the villains than the four, to be honest. I'm more interested in Galactus and Silver Surfer than I am with what do you call it? With the actual four. 4-0 was with a backhand slice from Alexandrova into the forehand of Swiatek. Swiatek then hits a forehand into the corner. 5-4 Swiatek. She's going to serve at this match. All right, Yastremska gets the 15-0. Eala with the 4-1 double break in the second. She is cruising. The winner of this match, by the way, between Swiatek and Alexandrova is going to take on Paolini tomorrow. And the winner of Eala Yastremska is going to take on Gracheva tomorrow. Her voice is creepy. I just watched the trailer. Yeah, right? It's just got that like robotic, like, I don't know how to explain it. Anyways, forehand goes the forehand of Yastremska and then backhand in the net from Eala, 15-30. All right, Swiatek 2 points away from the win. Who's your most favorite Marvel character? I am a fan of Star-Lord. And I know that he almost like ruined everything, but Star-Lord. As the backhand goes into the backhand of Alexandrova, forehand to the backhand of Swiatek. Alexandrova backhand into the forehand of Swiatek on the stretch. Alexandrova backhand in the net. Match point Swiatek, 6-5, 6-4. And Alexandrova's racket goes flying. 6-4 Swiatek to make the semifinals. It will be interesting to see whether or not she plays. I think she will play because I think playing Paolini on grass is good preparation for Wimbledon, but also Wimbledon starts on Monday and tomorrow is Friday, which leaves 2 days. Quick math. Holy shit, great return from Yastremska. All right, 6-4. Swiatek serves. A fault. Second serve. Second serve, Swiatek. Serving to the forehand of Alexandrova. Return goes to the forehand of Swiatek. Alexandrova backhand on the stretch. And Swiatek forehand cross in the net. One saved. 6-5 Swiatek. All right, 30-40. Please don't put scores in the chat. That is super frustrating. 30-40. Forehand down the line from Yastremska as Eala gets it back. The wind picked up as Eala gets it backhand into the 40 Yastremska. Again, the back of Eala on the stretch. Eala hits it wide, and there's the break back. Again, one of the breaks back. Yastremska's not injured. She has strapping on the back of her leg, but that's not why she's losing. All right, 6-5. Swiatek returns into the backhand of Alexandrova. Swiatek backhand. Into the backhand of Alexandrova to the forehand of Swiatek. Alexandrova backhand again. Into the forehand of Swiatek on the stretch. Alexandrova forehand inside out. Great shot. Swiatek gets it back. It goes in. Now Alexandrova with the backhand. Into the back of Swiatek, but Swiatek wins the point because it goes out by Alexandrova. And Swiatek wins. That was a big win for a grass court. I mean, that's, like I said earlier, that's her second highest ranked victory on a grass court. True story. Swiatek beats Alexandrova, which is not an easy player on grass either. She is a dangerous player. As we had a lovely drop shot from... Oh, wow. What the hell was that wind? What was that wind? The drop shot from Eala was crazy, and then Yastremska hit a slice, and the wind just kind of took it in like a right angle. That was so weird. Eala overran the shot, and the ball went like... What the hell? All right, Swiatek Paolini tomorrow. Let's go. Swiatek versus Paolini. Great win, a great matchup tomorrow. All right, Eala with a shanked return, and then a slice goes wide by Yastremska. All right, if you want to keep watching the Yastremska-Eala match, jump on over. Because it might be, well, it might finish shortly, but jump on over here if you want to come and continue to watch. But Swiatek wins. She is into the semi-finals of Bad on Berg for the second time in 3 years. And she will take on Paolini tomorrow. Very fun matchup. Make sure you join us for that. But Eala, let's see if she can finish this match. All right. Eala Yastremska, 15-all. Uh, 15:30, chance for the break again for Eala, then to serve for the match. 15:30 is with the backhand of the forehand of Eala, off the tape, into the slice of Yastremska, puts it in the net, 15:40. And it's break points for Eala to go to 5-2 and serve for the match. And to play against Gracheva tomorrow. So a big day tomorrow. Wimbledon draw comes out. A couple of big matches. 15:40. Serving to the forehand of Yastremska. Eala. Forehand of Yastremska goes to the forehand of Eala. Into the backhand of Yastremska. Eala forehand of the stretch, but no. Eala couldn't get it. Great backhand winner. 30-40. 30-40. As we to serve is a fault from Yastremska. Second serve. Jesus, that was not even close. I mean, I don't know what that serve was. She shanked that big time. Also, she was about to smash her racket into the ground and then realized it was on grass, and that's going to be very hard to do. So maybe she'll take it out on the chair or something. But 5-2, Eala's going to serve for the match. All right. Hey, what's going on, Deb? Good timing. Is the same Mallorca? This is Rafa's hometown. Yeah, it is. It's the same place. Okay, 5-2, Eala. She's going to serve for this match and make the semi-finals. It's pretty decent. And I thought today would have been I didn't think Yastremska would win, but I did think that Eala would have a tougher match. But the conditions are so favorable for Eala. She plays a very, and I said this at the start. When you're playing aggressive and you play like Yastremska or Ostapenko does, playing in the wind is so risky because all your aggressive play could go out the window because the ball, is flying around like crazy with the wind anyway. Whereas someone who plays a little bit more safe, as Eala does, or at least safer than her opponent, she's not going to make the errors because she's going to, play into the wind or with the wind, and she knows how to, she's not going to try and be aggressive when she's playing the wind. She's going to play smart. So, and that's why we got this score. That's where we are right now. That's how Eala's dominating in an hour because these conditions, she is playing these conditions perfectly. Also, these conditions rely on mental toughness. You have to be mentally tough to play in these conditions because it's so frustrating to play in the wind. You can't get frustrated. You can't get angry. You have to keep your cool. And again, Eala, she lost 6-love yesterday, and then as soon as she won the next game in the second set, she was totally fine. She was ready. So we know Eala mentally tough, crazy mentally tough. She doesn't get frustrated at all. I don't think we've seen her get pissed off at all. All right, so the winner of this match plays first tomorrow, which I think is during the Wimbledon draw, which is really, really a pain in the ass. All right, forehand goes to the backhand of Yastremska. Forehand now from Eala to the backhand of Yastremska as Eala forehand goes into the net, and it's love 15. All right, so the Wimbledon draw comes out, and then we watch maybe Eala tomorrow. So it's one after the other. Still shit, but whatever. All right, love 15. As with a forehand now to the forehand of Yastremska on the stretch. Into the forehand of Eala, and Eala puts it away. 15-all. Still bad timing. I mean, if Eastbourne are smart, they'll start at midday. Just push it back an hour and let everyone enjoy the draw. Yeah, Wimbledon draw comes out tomorrow. Or Wimbledon should start their draw an hour early. They're never going to change it. All right, 30-15. Eala's 2 points away from victory. Yastremska hasn't won a single game on serve this match. Yeah, her serve has not been good at all. Again, please don't put scores in the chat. All right, 15-30. Also, bad on Berg. I don't know when Swiatek and Paolini play, but I'm going to guess it's probably after that. Probably like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. As it a backhand now from Yastremska in the net. And it's 40-15. Match points for Eala for a dominating win. And what's that? 4 in a row? 5 in a row? She's won 5 matches in a row, right? This week? Qualifiers 2 and then 3 main draws. That's huge. 40-15 to take her place in the semifinals. She serves out wide, a fault. Second serve. Second serve. As the return goes in the corner of Yastremska, but it's a double fault. All right, serve again from Eala. Second match point. All right, 40-30. Serve. Into the forehand of Yastremska. Return is in. As Eala gets it back, Yastremska with a drop shot. Eala's got it. As Yastremska volleys it wide, Eala's into the semis. She just keeps going. She can't be stopped. Semi-final number 2 on the WTA. And her first on grass. Alex Eala gets through easily against Yastremska. I mean, Yastremska wasn't even close. Maybe at the start of the first set, but that was a dominating performance. And Eala will now take on Gracheva in a rematch of Nottingham a couple of weeks ago. Nottingham, I think it was a 3-setter, if I remember correctly. It was a 3-set match, I'm pretty sure. And was very... It could have gone either way, so that's going to be interesting. Gracheva got a walkover today. Didn't have to play against Krejcikova, so that's fortunate. Maybe he gets a little extra rest, but this match was almost so one-sided that it didn't really feel like Eala was going to get that tired. But GG's, great win. She keeps going. I mean, 5 wins in a row, huge. Alexandra the Great Eala, nice. All right, Yastremska, she still had a really good couple of weeks. She made a final last week. She made a quarterfinal this week. She is going to be dangerous on grass. Nobody wants to see her in the draw next week. But, yeah, great win for Eala. She keeps rolling. Anonymous.
Thanks for working so hard. I used to work 12-hour night shifts. You know it's not a job for you, but passion.
No worries. Thank you, Anonymous. Appreciate the 5 and the nice words. Barry, thank you for the $1.
Alexandrova has lost 13 out of last 15 tie breaks she played.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Prasanna, for the donation and the stats. Jesus, that sucks. By the way, if you are leaving, don't forget to sub on the way out. We're only a couple of hundred away from 250, which is crazy. Cam predicted Eala not win. Nice. Yeah. Because I thought the conditions being windy. Sorry, not even the condition. Well, I didn't know the conditions were going to be bad today. But I knew that the way Eala played against Penko, Yastremska is just not as a similar style to Penko. And if Eala can beat Penko, but the conditions helped. Like the conditions definitely threw Yastremska's game off even more, and Eala played the conditions perfectly. Again, because mental toughness. That's the thing. She's so mentally tough, Eala. We're gonna watch Pegula Navarro. Are they playing today? What time are they? When are they playing? I don't really want to watch Bad on Berg because I think the weather's kind of shitty and I don't want to sit up all night watching rain. And I've got things I've got to prepare for Wimbledon tomorrow, or stuff tomorrow. So we'll probably call it. But have they started yet or are they playing later? They're playing in 5 minutes? Yeah, the weather's been so, like Bad on Berg, we already had like a massive delay, so. I don't really want to watch, again, like I said, it's more that I've got to prepare things for tomorrow because we've got a big day. So I don't want to... that match could go 3 hours. You know what I mean? Wait, isn't there another match after that, though? What's the other... Oh, Andreeva. Andreeva Noskov is also being played. Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe we'll... I don't know. Again, because tomorrow we've got a lot to do. I want to get prepared for tomorrow. Will my joints match be tomorrow? Yeah, they're all playing. Everyone's playing semi-finals tomorrow. What's the postcard wall? People send postcards to the PO box, and I take photos of them and put them on the wall so everyone can see their postcard. Yeah, I know we haven't watched Andreeva at all. Maybe we'll watch her. Maybe. I don't know. Again, tomorrow we might have to watch Pegula Andreeva, who have never played. And then also Swiatek Palini. Plus, I think Djokovic might be playing tomorrow. Plus, Eala's playing tomorrow. Swiatek. I mean, we've got so much. And the draw comes out tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow's going to be so crazy. It's going to be nuts. Listen to Deb Cam. What did Deb say? Don't push yourself. Thank you, Deb. True. We got Wimbledon next week. We can't run a marathon before we do the marathon. That would be crazy. That would be too much. Tomorrow is going to be crazy though, so I know tomorrow's going to be nuts. Joint could wind up in both singles and doubles finals. Hey, that'd be awesome. Who would you put your money on, Eala or Raducanu on grass? I don't know. Depends on who they play. And we need energy for semifinals, also finals tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't want to... Like, even though today's kind of like an earlier finish, I'm going to use the earlier finish to get prepared for tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be a huge day. We've potentially got 4 semifinals, a draw, and a Djokovic exhibition potential match as well. So, yeah, tomorrow is going to get pretty. Tomorrow's going to be so busy. Yeah. Which is never supposed to be this busy before a slam, but that's just because everybody decided to play Bad on Berg. And Eastbourne isn't that busy. I mean, at the moment we're watching Eala in Eastbourne, but Bad on Berg is nuts. I mean, there's a potential for Fritz versus Mensik as well, which we have to watch that too, you know? So it could get pretty brutal. And Djokovic is playing an exhibition that we probably should pay attention to. So, yeah. And Wimbledon draw comes out. So that's fun. Mensik's losing? Okay. And Fritz has to play later, so, I mean, we'll see. He's down a set and a break. Oh, shit. Okay. Maybe we won't have to watch that. New Filipino subscriber here, Cam. Thanks. Hey, shout out to you for subscribing. Thank you. Remember, Wimbledon starts Monday. So we do have Sunday nothing. which, chat, I find it so nice because we know how over the last couple of tournaments, Grand Slams in particular, they start on Sunday. And the finals on these tournaments finish on Saturday. So it's nice that Wimbledon aren't starting on Sunday so that I know 100% we're not watching tennis on Sunday unless it rains. But Sunday is a day off. And then we have Wimbledon. So Sunday is a day off because Sunday is not, they're not going to play the finals of these unless it rains, and they're not going to play Wimbledon, which is nice because I like that. I like having a day off before a slam. We can all just, it's like Christmas. Like we can get excited before Christmas Day, instead of it being like, we're celebrating Christmas all the time because then it's not as special. Also, the players. I mean, the poor players that have to play like the day before a Grand Slam is crazy. Whereas Wimbledon have that 1 day break. The Eala Raducanu will be a hit match. Well, I mean, if they play, they're not playing today, or this week. Considering how long it took Wimbledon to play the middle Sunday, I doubt they'll go to an early start Sunday start. Yeah, I mean, unless they want to just be consistent with everything else. But I would appreciate them not doing that because I like having a day off before we go crazy. Especially when we're having to watch finals before the slams anyway. Eala's 64 in the world now. Nice. Yeah, Joint's definitely a rising star. Thanks for your prediction. Always on Eala. I always win here and bet. Well, don't use my predictions as gospel, please. Oh, Bad on Burke's schedule's out? Come on, schedule. Let's do something. Please be good. Please be good. Please be good. What is it? 1 p.m. Okay. It's not great. And tomorrow's going to suck. Tomorrow's going to be tough. Swiatek and Eala playing at the same time straight after the Wimbledon draw. Now, I can say this. The best part about Wimbledon draw, if it's the same as last year, it'll happen on time and it will happen exactly when it's supposed to happen. Oh, are you right? The Wimbledon draw will happen when they say they're going to draw the draw. So we won't have to wait around for the Wimbledon draw. At least unless they're, but they're punctual, so that's good. That's a plus. That's a bonus. Wimbledon draws tomorrow. Gracheva Eala, that's the match. She'll be against Gracheva tomorrow. Yep, rematch from a couple of weeks ago where Eala won in 3. So yeah, so I got to figure out my schedule too, because my schedule tomorrow's gonna be hectic. Thanks for streaming. No worries. Thanks for hanging out. Young Guns, Andreeva, Noskova, Joint, Eala, Umboko, Jovic. Yeah. Set my alarm for 3 a.m. Deb, you don't have to worry. Deb, you need to also pace yourself because don't worry. You don't have to get here at 3 a.m. Deb. I think the first couple, unless you want to watch the draw. If you want to watch the draw, yeah. But don't push yourself before next week. 250 events, they're not too crazy. Next week is the week that gets crazy. How did Eala do? She dominated. That was easy. Easy win. Such an easy win. No worries, Deb. Hello. Hello. You want to say hello, do you? Hey? Hey? Eala is going to fly up the rankings by the end of the year. Oh, yeah. I'll be there for the draw. Nice. Well, that's what we got tomorrow. Tomorrow, the draw, and then tennis. How old is she? Mia is 3. 3, aren't you? You turned 4 this year. Jesus. You're already 4, are you? Holy shit. I'd like to see Sabalenka versus Eala in the future. That'd be fun. Don't forget to get your strawberries ready for next week. Yeah, exactly. Here she is. Here she is. Whoop. There she goes. All right, chat. I'm out of here. But thanks for hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow for the biggest day, pre-Wimbledon day. It's going to be crazy. We've got so much to do tomorrow, including watching Eala in the semi-finals of Eastbourne. We've got Swiatek taking on Paolini. Now, some of these matches, well, I think Eala plays, but the Swiatek versus Paolini match, they should play, but also I could see if one of the players decided not to play. Swiatek did pull out of the tournament in semifinals in 2023 to go play Wimbledon and get ready for that. So maybe that happens, but at this stage, everybody's playing and expect everybody to play. I would be shocked if she did pull out, but just keep that in mind. It has happened before. But tomorrow, big day. We've also got possibly another semi-final there as well in Bad Homburg. So back-to-back semis, plus Fritz versus Mensik may happen, or Fokina versus Fritz. That could be something. Djokovic plays, I think, tomorrow, possibly as well. I don't know who he plays, but maybe he plays tomorrow. Let me check. I think he might play something tomorrow. We might watch that. I don't know. And the draw for Wimbledon comes out, which is the most important thing tomorrow. She won't pull out. Yeah, I think Swiatek won't pull out because she'll play. She'll want to play Paolini for practice. Paolini is a great player to play before grass season to get before Wimbledon to get some form. I mean, you beat Paolini on grass, you got to feel pretty good. But thanks for hanging out. Eala wins in straight sets. I mean, 1 hour and 6 minutes, 6-1, 6-2 against Yastremska, who is known like a good grass court player who made a final last week on grass. Great win by Eala. And she is now into the semifinals of her second WTA trophy, WTA event. And she will take on Gracheva, who we've already watched that matchup. It happened a couple of weeks ago. So we're going to rewatch that one. Like I said, tomorrow, big day. Get some sleep. Prepare for tomorrow. We're going to be ready. I'll see you then.